right, guys. Welcome to the second video of this series. Okay. In this video, I will be designing a logo. So, like I said, it's a PAP branding course. So I already provided a brief, and we'll be designing a logo. Before we get into that, firstly, um, I'm going to define some concepts. What are logos and characteristics of logos, and just kind of introducing you to the deep concept of a logo creation. So, what is a logo? A logo is a graphic mark, emblem, or symbol that is used to promote identification or public recognition. So, what are the types of logos we have? Well, there are quite a few of them. So, we can't just dive into creating a logo without knowing the type of logo we are creating. So, there are quite a few of these logos and how they are applicable. So, we have the word mark logo, and we have the letter mark or monograms logo. Then we have the brand mark logo, we have the mascot logo, we have the emblem logo, we have the combination mark logos. So in videos outside this course, I will explain the different types of logo, from the word mark to the letter mark to the brand mark and the mascot logo, emblem, and combination mark logo. So I would not want to make this video very long, so I'll make it as brief as possible. So I will not be explaining everything. The logo we are going to be designing here in this course today is going to be the combination mark logo. That means it's going to have an icon and a word mark. So a word mark logo, a combination mark logo. I'm going to design an icon and also a word mark as well, using a specialized font. So what are the characteristics of a good logo? A good logo needs to be very simple. Simplicity is very important while designing the logo. Next, it has to be versatile, and it also has to be impactful. Like, it conveys a very quaint message. And lastly, it has to be scalable. The reason why we decided to design our logo using Adobe Illustrator and not Photoshop. Well, both graphic software are capable of performing this function, the function of designing a logo. But why? Why is Adobe Illustrator the industry standard for designing a logo? Illustrator is vector-based software. That means all rendering are done as vector images, as opposed to Photoshop. It's not suitable for the task or for the function of designing logo because of the inability to retain quality upon scaling down and scaling up. Well, it's going to pixelate. That means it's going to use vibrance and image quality upon reduction in scale and increase in scale. Well, while these software are capable of making design, Photoshop has replaced logo design because it's design rendering and not scaling, as opposed to Illustrator, where your designs are rendered as vector images. That means they can be scaled up and down without pixelating. Before we get into designing, so what we are designing, the logo we are designing today, we are designing the brand aim for a brand, a fictional brand actually. Fictional brand named AfriHub. It's a design agency, so technically the name is AfriHub Design Agency. So since, like, from the description of the brand, you can see it has a connection to race, that's African, AfriHub. So I came up with the idea of making my icon, of using an icon based logo actually, or creating an icon based logo. So my icon will be the map of Africa. At the end of every class, it is expected of you guys to follow along and repeat the exact same process you just witnessed. And after the class, you can send me a copy of what your design and I'll give your feedback. Even if you're watching this video after 2 years, after 3 years, I will see your mail and I will send you feedback. Please, at the end of each class, make sure you recreate, and recreating will make you familiar with the tools of the software, and on your own you'll be able to create your own. So at the end of the class, you can recreate exactly what you've seen and send it to my mail. So let's dive in and start the creation process. Let's get right into it. So guys, you might be looking at this my panel, and be like, man, this is confusing. Oh, sorry about that. This is how I customize my own panel for effectiveness. So there's nothing difficult here. So as we move along in the course, whatever it is you feel like is in my panel, but this is not the default state of the interface. Actually, I tweaked it or moved it. So whatever it is you are looking for, that okay, maybe I used in the tutorial, you did not get it, it's not in your default phase. That's for the beginners. So you can always come to your Windows and look for it here. If it's the layers panel, you can always come to your Windows, click on your layers panel, and it will appear. See your layers panel. Whatever panel you want, your action panel, toolbar, whatever it is I use that it is not that you can't find on your default interface, just come to your Windows and look for it and just click on it and it will appear in interface. Alright guys, let's get into it. So guys, yeah, let's get right into it. This is the brand description. Yeah, the brand name, like I told you, I came up with it, is AfriHub Digital Agency. So the brand description, it's an African-owned digital agency aimed at promoting creative innovation amongst Africans. So the logo we are going to be designing is a combination marked logo. So a combination marked logo, which means it's going to have an icon and a word mark as well. So technically what I decided for the icon was the African continent sketch. Like we're going to sketch the African continent, and that's for the icon, and inscribe some pattern on the continent sketch. Yes, then you add the word mark. It's a very simple font and they're good to go. So since you've all gotten the description of what we have to design, let's get right into designing and start designing. So guys, what I normally do is I normally sketch out my logo before. Whenever I'm about to design, I make a rough sketch of my logo or a very clean sketch. Then I scan and upload and import to my Illustrator for retracing. But I tried that with this African. I actually suck at I suck at sketching. So I tried that with this with this African illustration, and it didn't come out so great. So I said, what the heck? I went online and I got my own JPEG or a PNG image. As you can see, it's very tiny. And if I increase it, pixelate, pixelate. You see, but it doesn't matter though. You can still use it. It's still good enough. It can work. So you go to your file, new, want to create a new file. So you come in here, the title. I showed you guys Africa. So I want to leave it at 1000 by 1000 pixel. That's just okay. So RGB, yes, it's mainly the color mode should be on RGB because this logo will be used, if it's to be used, it will be used mainly on web platforms and not on print. So if you were designing for print, you can come and change it to your CMYK color mode, but we are leaving it in RGB. So that's everything. So we just click on it, and here we have our new artboard. So we want to bring in our African illustration so we can trace it. So before we start that, I want to make some things clear. In working with Illustrator, you will be working when I mostly use my Illustrator for designing logos and business cards. So for designing logo, you're working with two major tools. I think three major tools. That is your pen tool, your shape builder tool, and your shape tools. But in this tutorial, we'll not be using our shape builder tool because the logo we are designing is not a geometric logo. So we are not using our shape builder tool, neither are we using our shape tools. We'll be using our pen tool solely for this class. So let's get right to it. So let me import my image, this file. Pick it and you place. Oh, this file is already open, so you just click on yes and you place it. Yes, I want to centralize it. Come here to decentralize. So we want to make it a little bigger so we can work with it, and that is nice. That's okay. Let's centralize it. So what I want to do now, we'll come to layers, and we want to lock this layer so it does not move. So you cannot affect it when editing on it. You want to lock it. So I come to layers, I just click here, and voila, it's locked. When I click here, it's unlocked. Before then, I want to reduce the opacity so I can see through. See, by 50%. Or less. Okay, this is nice. I just want it to be in an intensity where I can actually see through when I trace it. So yes, just come down here and create a new layer. Yes, now we can now work on it. We'll come and pick our pen tool. Then we'll start tracing the icon. Yes. Doesn't have to be perfect. Just follow it critically. Sorry, we want to fill color so that just look. Yes. There's the last one. Yeah, we're done for this. Now let's trace out this. Yeah, I don't trace. Okay. So let's go to the layer and turn on this. Okay. This is nice. This is nice. That's what we want to do now. Finish creating our sketch. Or okay, at least tracing out our original image. You don't just want to look boring, just like okay, maybe you want to use this as the icon and just leave it like this, and it's going to look cliche. So I feel like okay, let me give it a touch of an African pattern. So to give it this African look, so that it just don't look like I'm just using just the continental image description for the icon. It's going to look cliche. So for that reason, I'm going to design like a pattern. Very just a simple design to be around this place to give it a very beautiful feel, very beautiful. But first of all, we have to change the okay, we have to give this a feel. Sorry, to give it a feel. Just one six. Yeah, this is beautiful. Yes. Sorry. Yeah. I don't want it to yeah. It works. So let us create a beautiful and very simple pattern. Take our ellipse to come, take our ellipse. Then we hold down shift and create circle. Okay. Alright. Take away the heel. Just a stroke and create something and no need for once you duplicate the circle, you hold your R, your Alt and your left arrow key. See, created it. Or you simply just hold your Alt and use your mouse cursor to duplicate it. But yeah, whichever way you decide works. So yes, I just want the circle. Yes, I want it to be properly aligned and it's little bit of weight. Circle to 10 and give it a little bit of weight. This as well. Okay. So what we want to do now, okay, let's lock this so that it will not affect it. We are going to be working on this for now, so let's just lock this onto your layers panel. Bring this down. Like I told you, if you can't see your layers panel on your interface, just go to your Windows and come down and click on your layers panel. See, mine is ticked. Or the shortcut F7. Just hit your F7 and to come up. So we just come to the layers panel. This is it here. So we just lock it. Click here. It's locked. That means we can work on it. We can scale it. We can edit it. It's locked. So just work on this. So that I want to create a pattern. Yes. So come and pick our pen tool. So we want to create some little triangles here and there. I feel like we should lock this as well. I don't like this broadly, whatever that means. So yeah, I want to lock my ellipse and two of them. So yeah, can work on them. Just want to create my triangle. Yeah. This is it. Yeah. So exactly. Yes, triangle created. Like it's too big. I'm just playing around with stuff. So yeah. But just watch. This is going to come out great. It's going to come out great. We want to duplicate this like I told you before. Shortcuts, hold your Alt and right arrow key, or you can just simply use your cursor and shift it. But I prefer
prefer using the arrow keys. It's easier. Yes, duplicated. Yes. Down to make sure. Yes. Trust me, it does not have to be perfect. Doesn't have to be perfect because this detail is not going to come out when you are scaling. You will duplicate it again. So guys, this does it. See, that's a very beautiful pattern here. But we don't want this circle all through, so we have to cut it out. Yes. Come to your razor tool, you right click on it, and you come to scissors, and it's your scissors tool. It comes to the line. You hold your Alt and your mouse scroll button. Scroll to zoom in. Sorry, I forgot my layers are locked. Let me unlock them. Yes, there they are. Unlocked 2 of them. Okay, let's decide. Yeah. That's more like it. Now, 14 piece. Okay, now we want to cut it. We want to cut our ellipse. Zoom hold your Alt and you scroll, the mouse scroll. Just cut it right about here, it's fine. Yeah. Down. Zoom it. Right about here. Yeah. Then you can move to begin. Select this and hit delete. It's gone. Just like that. These are notes. You can't use your scissor tool on a fill object. It has to be on a path. So yeah, let's do the same thing for the next. This is bugging me a lot. Arrange. Bring to front so that I can cut it in piece. Exactly. Come and get back. Just here is fine. Sorry, happen. Yes. Come down. Just come down. Come just here. Give it a nice cut. Alright. Hit delete. Yes. So now we need to deal with these guys out of the shape. Yes, how do we do that? We just got that object. Go back to my Zotu. And we hit. Yep. Just about here. Yeah. And where else? Here's fine. And we good. Don't worry about it. This will all cut through the field, so don't have to worry too much. And we all went on. Okay, we want to do the same for this as well. Pick our steps again. Come here. Just here. Cut. And cut. Okay, selected. Hit delete. And delete. And we are good to go. See, that's just a beautiful pattern on my image. Yeah. So we want to make these guys fields. We want to make them, convert them to a field. Yeah. Give it a field color. Let me see. Will the strokes still be needed? I guess we are keeping the strokes then. Yeah. Come here, do the same. Field color. Come here. And you give it a field color. Yeah. Do it for everything. Field color. Give it a field color. Yeah. Same here. So we also want to do this ellipse. Appeal a stroke color of white. Sorry, stroke color. Yeah. So the lower. So, guys, our icon is almost ready. It's almost ready. So what we need to do now is, well, I can't just have this on this like this. Looks kind of odd. So what I want to do is I want to cut this pattern through the background image. That is my African sketch. So I want this to not just be a drawing of it. I want it to be a cut through it. So how do we do that? Well, since this icon is still locked, let's come and select a lot of this. Yes, select this. Come to objects, come to path, come to outline stroke. And the reason for this is that you see now that both those that have field and stroke all are all fields with stroke. So we've outlined the stroke. This, why we did this is to help us. If we were to cut through this, which is initial form, to not have worked. So like this outline stroke, it actually works for retaining quality. It works for retaining quality. Just know that it's important whenever you want to cut through. If you want to cut a stroke through any object, you have to expand or outline it first. You have to expand it or outline it first. If not, it will not work. So after then, now we have to unlock this so we can cut through it. Where is that block layer? So here it is. So select. What we want to do first is okay, yeah, this works. We select it. Sorry, I keep yes, select it. See, now we'll come down here to Pathfinder. If you can see this Pathfinder menu here on your interface, come to your window, that will still come to your window and go for it. Where is it? Pathfinder. Scroll down, go down, look at it, Pathfinder, and the shortcut is Shift Control F9. You can always use the shortcut Shift Control F9 to activate it. So yeah, oh sorry, I have to select this again. So also do that. I have to select the lots of this. Yes, once Pathfinder minus front, that's minus this image or this pattern on top of my background image, minus it from background image. That's how you create negative space. You now click on it, minus. There you have it, successfully minused. Yes, it has been minused successfully. Now that I think of it, that I think about it. See, successfully minused. If you want to find out, see, let's try something. Rectangle. Blue color. Red. Stress. Sorry. Rectangle. Yes. This rectangle. Send you back. See? If you follow. See, you can see that it has been cut. The image, the pattern have cut through my African icon. You can see the red rectangle at the back of it. You can see that you can see through this. You can see red. You can shift this. See, I've created a negative space on it. We just need to add some little aesthetics to this. You come here, pick our rounded edges too. Sorry, rounded edges. Yes. This fill color none. Stroke should be white. See, yes. So once this for all out, see, it works. Voila. There you have it. Our icon is ready. So guys, what we want to do now is we want to add our text to this to complete. We finish designing our icon. It's going to be beautiful. So like I said before, we're going to be applying some principles of design as we design along. So firstly, what I want you to note about logos is that you have to establish visual balance, especially when it has to do with a combination marked logo, where you have your icon and your word mark on the other side. So you have to establish visual balance. Yes, this is our ruler. So yeah, to activate this ruler, we also Control R to deactivate and activate it. So I want yeah. Exactly. Okay, we want to add our word mark from user text to hypertext. Apricot, right? Great. Oh, yeah. So we want to increase this. Sorry. So we want to create contrast. So add a color, a field color, base color to this with a nice field. Yeah, we don't want black. We want black on this. You have to be consistent with the color. I just want to use two colors on this works. Okay, your eyedropper to select, use your eyedropper to copy color here. Sorry. Agents. Yeah. So we have to reduce the size. Let's give it 30. And okay. So he wants this guy to be close. That's fine. And this guy spacing to more than that. Okay. Yeah. Yes. This is nice. You notice we used a couple of design principles already. There's visual balance between the icon and the word mark, and there is contrast, there's visual hierarchy, and there is also alignment. See, the text are properly aligned. We want to add another aesthetic. Yes. Just that. Yes. Got it. Okay. Yes. There you have it. So, guys, after doing this, you can see the logo is perfectly balanced and beautiful. It comes to your objects, path, outline, stroke. This makes it possible. Okay, group this. Control G to group it. Yeah. So this makes it possible for you to, once you reduce the size of the logo, it retains readability. Like you can read it. It's still visible. The elements are still visible. So they are even when scaled down. That's just like the point of outlining the stroke. Yeah, technically, yeah. That was. So this is our finished logo. So this is visual balance and it gives your logo a very beautiful feel. Makes your logo pleasing to the eye. And if you notice, we actually did not use a lot of colors. We made it as less as possible. Just made it of two colors. Made it of two colors. There's visual hierarchy. Yeah, you see the big text before the little text. Yeah, and it just helps you direct your eye to what you are to see first. That visual hierarchy for you. There's contrast. So yeah, basically, let's come to okay. So, and again, we made sure our colors were, don't want to overcomplicate things. Like, what you need to understand is while design, simplicity is key, especially for logos. Like, make it as simple as possible. Your design is going to be quaint, your design is going to be loved. So you can even understudy famous logos. You can understand, you can check out famous logos, study them, like truly study them to understand like how these designers were thinking when they designed this. Like, what were they thinking when they designed it? Like, it's beautiful. Simplicity always promotes beauty and quaint feel to your design. So we also used our fonts. So I made use of Montserrat regular, the word mark, sorry. I used Montserrat. That's my font choice. Montserrat. So you can use Myriad Pro, any fonts you like. You can just make sure it actually agrees with the brand purpose. Like, it best suits the brand message. Like, your font should always communicate the brand purpose. Like, you can use a signature font for this, a calligraphic font for this. It's not going to come out nice. Mostly calligraphic fonts are used for word marked logos. Very, very on very rare occasion we use calligraphic fonts for combination marked logos. To promote your inspiration, promote your creativity. You can always go through the design of others, like check out design of already existing professionals. Check out their design, check out their work, like let it inspire you to create your own. Just, you can see I've already given you guys some useful tools you can use in creating your design here in Illustrator. You can always use your pen tool, very handy tool. Your pen tool, your scissor tool, you can use to cut path, your shape builder tool. Your pen tool to make simple shapes. You can always just get a sketch shape and import it to your Illustrator and sketch it with your pen tool. Or you can, if you want to create a shape icon, you can pick your shape here. Play around with it. I will also show you guys how to create negative space. How to create negative space on an object. So on to the next video where we'll be designing the business card for the brand. Yeah, we'll be showing you guys how to design a business card for the brand. I know you guys can't wait. Don't forget to subscribe and don't forget to subscribe, turn on the notification for my posts, and subsequently I'll be putting out videos. So if you wish to still be part of our community, follow me on all social handles available. Yeah, and see you in the next class.